Hey guys, welcome back to a whole new session from Edureka. My name is Vajiha, and in this Excel tutorial, I'll be sharing all the important details in order to make you understand how to use this marvelous tool. We shall first begin with a small introduction to Excel and discussing some of its important features. Then, we'll be taking a look at all the details of Excel that show up on the first screen, such as the ribbon bar, the status bar, the toolbar, etc. Next, I'll be showing you guys the backstage view of Excel and discuss all the various tasks that can be achieved from there. Following this, I'll be showing you guys what are Excel sheets and workbooks and how exactly you can edit and format them. Finally, we shall take a look at how to deal with formulas in Excel and what are the built-in functions. So now moving on towards the first topic of this session, which is what exactly is Excel. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet or a computer application that allows storage of data in a tabular form. It was developed by Microsoft and it can be used on Windows, Mac OS, iOS, and Android platforms. According to Excel experts, the most important feature of Excel is conditional formatting. This allows you to represent your data in a number of ways. Excel also provides pivot tables that can be used to count, sort, or find the average, etc. from your data. Copy pasting is something we do almost every day for many reasons. Excel provides a special feature called as the Paste Special that gives you many choices while copying data, such as selectively copy pasting comments, values, formats, etc. Excel also allows you to add multiple rows, has a system called as the relative cell address that helps while copying formulas, provides print optimizations, built-in functions, etc. Using Excel sheets, you can create graphs, analyze and validate your data, and last but definitely not the least, you can use macros and Visual Basic along with Excel. Okay, so with this, I hope you guys have a basic idea of what is Excel and its features. So now let's move on and see what is the first screen that appears when you open a blank workbook. So I'll jump onto my Excel workbook from here and I'll just show you guys what exactly is the first screen that you see when you open up Excel. So as you can see on the screen, this is the first screen that will show up when you open up a blank workbook. Now this screen consists of many portions such as the title bar, the quick access toolbar, the ribbon bar, zoom control buttons, the view buttons, sheet area, etc. So coming towards the title bar which is present over here, it displays the title of the sheet and it appears right in the middle at the top of the Excel window, as you all can see on the screen. Okay, so next is the quick access toolbar. This toolbar consists of all commonly used Excel commands. In case you want to add some command that you use frequently to this toolbar, you can do it easily by customizing the quick access toolbar. Now to do this, all you have to do is right click on the quick access toolbar and from the list of options, choose the Customize Quick Access Toolbar option. So once you're done with this, you can see the Excel options window that's opened, and from here you can select any of the options that you would like to add to the Quick Access Toolbar. Once you're done adding it, just click on OK, and you will see it appearing in the Quick Access Toolbar. Okay, so now moving on towards the next, which is the ribbon bar. The ribbon bar consists of File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, and all other tabs that you see over here. Just like the Quick Access Toolbar, you can also customize your ribbon bar. To do it, just right-click anywhere on the ribbon bar and choose the Customize Ribbon option. So once you do this, you will see all the Excel options that are available to customize the ribbon bar. So in case you want to add or remove some of the options that are present in the ribbon bar, all you have to do is select or unselect the options that are present over here. So in case I want to remove the developer option, I'll just unselect it and I'll say OK. So as you can see over here, the developer menu is no more available because I've unselected it from the Excel options. So one more important thing about the ribbon tab is that ribbon tab options are tailored into three components, that is tabs, groups, and commands. Tabs are nothing but the File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, etc. Groups are basically a set of related commands, and within these groups, all the options that you see over here are commands. Okay, so now moving on towards the next screen option, which is the zoom control button that is present in the lower right corner of your Excel sheet. Zoom control option allows you to zoom in and out of the sheet as and when required. To do this, all you have to do is just drag the slider either towards your left side or towards the right side to zoom in and out respectively. So now the sheet area. Sheet area is basically the combination of all the rows and columns that are present in your Excel sheet. The flashing vertical bar that you can see over here, also called as the insertion point, indicates the position of data insertion. Okay, so now talking about the row and the column bars. The horizontal blocks that you see are your rows. It starts at 1 and the upper limit is 10,48,576. So basically, the maximum number of rows that are available in an Excel sheet is 10,48,576. Similar to the row bar is the column bar. The column bar shows columns in an A to Z order. It starts from A and goes on till Z, following which it goes on as AA, AB, etc. The upper limit for columns is 16,384. Okay, so now coming down towards the status bar. The status bar is used to display the current status of the cell that is active in that sheet. There are basically 4 states, namely ready, edit, enter, and point. Okay, so the first state is the ready state. Now this, as the name suggests, is used to indicate that the worksheet can accept the user's input. Now once you select the cell to enter some data, the status bar will show the enter mode. Now in case I want to enter some data, all I have to do is type it in. So I'll just write hello world and I'll hit enter. So as you can see over here, my cell contains the data that I've written to it. Now in case I want to edit this, all I have to do is come back to the cell, double click on the same, and I will see the edit mode is enabled. The edit mode basically tells the user that the cell is ready for editing the data that is present in it. So now talking about the final mode, which is the point mode. This mode is enabled when a formula is being entered into a cell with reference to the data present in some other cell. Okay, say for example, I have some values, say 2 and 3, and I want to calculate the sum of this. All I have to do is write an equal to sign and then say sum and give the reference of the cell that I want to point to. Now, since I'm pointing to A3 over here, you can see that the status bar shows the point mode is enabled. Okay, so with this, I hope you guys are clear with all the 4 modes. Now moving on towards the next, which is the Backstage View. To go to the Backstage View, you should click on the File option that is present in the ribbon bar. The Backstage View is the central managing place for all your Excel sheets. From here, you can create, save, open, print, or share your worksheets. So talking about all the options that are present over here, the new option is used to open a new Excel sheet. The open option allows you to open the sheets that you've created earlier. Info gives the information about the current worksheet. The save option saves the current sheet as it is. Save as allows you to rename and select a particular file location for your sheet and then save it. Print is used to print the sheet. Export allows you to create a PDF or XPS document for your sheet. Account contains all the account holders' details, and options shows all the Excel options. The close option that's present over here will close your current sheet. Okay, so now let's get back to our workbook and discuss more about workbooks and worksheets. Workbook basically refers to the Excel file itself. In order to create a new workbook, all you have to do is open up the Excel app and click on the blank workbook option. Worksheets refers to a collection of cells wherein you manage your data. Each Excel workbook can have multiple worksheets. These sheets will be displayed at the bottom of the window with their respective names. So as you can see over here, I just have one sheet in my workbook and it is named as sheet 1. Now in case I have to rename this sheet, all I have to do is double click on it and type in whatever name I want. So I'll just say example, or I'll say example 1 and I'll hit enter. Okay, so now let's move on and see how you can actually work with Excel sheets. Now the first thing that you will want to do is enter data into your Excel sheets. As mentioned earlier, the data is entered into a sheet and the flashing vertical bar represents the cell and the place where the data will be entered in that cell. Now if you wish to choose some particular cell, just left click on that cell and then double click on the same to enable the enter mode. Once you've entered the required data, you'll have to save your workbook. Now in order to save the workbook, all you have to do is click on the File tab and choose the Save or the Save As option according to your preference. The default format in which the Excel file will be saved is the .xlsx format. Now in case you make changes to an existing file, you can also save your sheet by clicking Ctrl S. The floppy icon that you see over here will save the changes made to your Excel sheet whenever you click on it. So now let's move on and see how to create new worksheets. To create a new worksheet, all you have to do is click on this plus icon that you see over here. You can also create a new worksheet by clicking on Shift F11. So as you can see, I just clicked Shift and F11 and a new sheet has been created for me over here. Okay, so now let's move on and see how you can actually move and copy a worksheet. So in case you have a worksheet and you want to create another copy of it, all you have to do is right click on the sheet that you desire to copy, and from here select the move or copy option. So as you can see, a dialog box has appeared where you have the options to move the sheet at the required position, and at the end of this dialog box you can see an option as create a copy. Now when you check this box and click on OK, you will see that a copy of my Excel sheet has been created. You can also move the sheet by just holding down the left click and dragging it to the place where you want to place it. Okay, so as you can see over here, I moved the copy of my example sheet by just dragging it down. Okay, so now if you have some confidential sheets that you do not want others to see, Excel provides a very good feature, that is to hide your worksheet. Now if you want to hide your worksheet, all you have to do is right click on the name of the sheet that you wish to hide and select the hide option over here. Okay, so as you can see, the copy of example that I created is no more seen over here. In case I have to unhide it, all I have to do is right click over here again and choose the unhide option. A dialog box will open wherein all the sheets that I've hidden will appear, and to unhide any sheet, all I have to do is select that sheet and click on OK. So I hope everyone's clear till here. Okay, so now talking about a very special feature of Excel, which is the context help feature. This feature provides appropriate information about Excel commands in order to educate the user about its working. So in case you want any information about some command, all you have to do is just take your cursor over it and Excel will show up the context help window. So as you can see over here, I've placed my cursor over the conditional formatting command and Excel has given me a description about it. Okay, so now let's move on further and see how you can actually edit these worksheets. The total number of cells present in an Excel sheet are the number of rows multiplied by the number of columns. The type of data that is entered in an Excel sheet can be of any form such as text, numbers, formulae, etc. In order to insert data, all you have to do is simply select the cell wherein you intend to insert the data and type the same. So like I've already shown you all before, I've entered a little data on my sheet by just selecting the cell and then double clicking on the same to enter the data. I've shown you all how to enter text as well as numbers. In case you have to enter formulas, you'll have to remember that all formulas must be preceded by an equal to sign. The formula can be entered either directly into the cell or in the formula bar that is present over here. Okay, so now let's move on and see how you can actually select the data that you've entered. You can select the data of an Excel sheet in two ways. The first and the simplest way is to make use of the mouse. As mentioned earlier, just select the cell and double click on the same. Also, in case you want to select the complete section of data entries, hold the left click and drag it down till the cell whose data you intend to select. So all you have to do is hold down the left click and drag it down till the cell you intend to select. Okay, so as you can see over here, all the cells from A1 to A6 have been selected. To select random cells, hold the control button and left click on all the cells that you desire to select the data from. Excel also provides this find and select option that is present in the home tab. When you click on this, you will see an option called as the go to special. From here, you can check the appropriate region that you want to select and click on OK. Once this is done, you will see that the entire region of your choice has been selected. So in case I check the box of formula over here and click on OK, you will see that the cells containing formulas will be selected. Since I just have one cell containing a formula, only one has been selected. Okay, so till now, we've been seeing how to insert and select data. Now another important thing that we usually do is delete. To delete data from an Excel sheet, you can use many techniques. So in case you want to delete the data of some particular cell, click on the desired cell and highlight the data that you want to delete. Then press the delete button from the keyboard. So as you can see, all the data that was highlighted has been deleted. Also, what you can do is select the cell whose data you want to delete, right-click over it, and from here, choose the delete option. So as you can see, the data that was present in A3 was deleted, and the data following that has been shifted in that place. In case you want to delete the entire row region or the column region, you can simply click on the row number or the column header and then hit the delete option. Okay, so as you can see, all the data that is present in this column has been deleted. Okay, so there's another thing that you can do with your data, which is moving your data from one place to another. So I'll just type in some data over here. I'll say welcome to Edureka. Okay, so I've written this in 3 cells, and in case I want to move this, all I have to do is select this entire region and then hit right click and choose the first option, that is cut. Now I'll have to choose the first cell where I want to place my data, right click over it and paste it. Okay, so as you can see, the entire data has been replaced from its original position to the new location where I desired to place it. So this was of the cut option. So now in case you want to copy some data, all you can do is hit Ctrl+C or right click on the selected area and choose the copy option. Then select the cell where you want to copy the data and then just hit Ctrl+V or choose paste option that is present when you hit right click. So one more important thing that you guys should know is that when you're working with real-time data, you'll copy many things several times. Excel provides a special clipboard that will hold all the data that you've copied. In case you want to paste any of this data, simply select it from the clipboard and choose the paste option. Now to open up this clipboard, all you have to do is click on this button over here. And over here, you will see a list of items that will contain all the data that you've copied. Now all the data that you've copied will have a drop-down list with 2 options, that is paste and delete. In case you do not want to copy that data anymore anywhere, you can delete it from the clipboard. And if you have to paste it somewhere, just select the cell and hit the paste option that is present over here. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with this. So now moving on towards the next very important feature, which is the special symbols that Excel provides. In case you need to enter a symbol that is not present on the keyboard, you can make use of the special symbols provided in Excel, where you will find equations and symbols. In order to select them, all you have to do is click on the Insert tab over here and go to the Symbols group. And from here, you can select either the equation or the symbol option that is present. When you click on equations, it will show all the equations that you can enter by default using Excel. The symbol window consists of a number of symbols that you can easily insert into your data. It also has a special characters tab that contains many special characters such as copyright, trademark, section, paragraph, etc. To insert any of these, just click on it and hit insert. I'll just clear these copies. Okay, so now talking about commenting a cell. Commenting is very important in order to give a clear description of the data. Excel allows you to easily add, modify, and format comments. In order to add a comment, right-click on the cell that you want to add the comment to and select the New Comment option. You can type down any comment of your choice and then hit Enter. And then click on this green button over here. So whenever you move down towards that cell, you will see that the comment that you've added will show up over here. Now this comment can be seen by all those people who have access to this sheet. So in case any of them wants to reply to this comment, they will just have to type down whatever they want in the reply bar that is present over here. So just like comment, there's another option called as note. Now this note can contain any information about the data that is present in that cell. So I'll just write down example over here. Okay, so as you can see, note is represented by a red symbol that is present in the top right corner of my cell, and the comment is represented by a purple symbol present in the top right corner of my cell. So with this, I hope you guys are clear how to add in comments and notes to the cells. So in case you want to edit any of these, select the cell, right-click over it and choose the Edit Note option. To edit a comment, you can directly choose the Edit option that appears over here. Now if I want to delete this thread, all I have to do is click on the 3 dots over here, and from here, select the Delete Thread option. Okay, so as you can see, the comment has been deleted from this cell. So now I'll be showing you guys something very important, which is formatting the cells. The cells of an Excel sheet can be formatted for various types of data that they can hold. So in case you want a cell to hold some particular type of data, all you have to do is right-click on that cell, and from the list that appears, select Format Cells option. You will see that the dialog box appears with all the categories of the type that you can specify to that particular cell. So the general category specifies that there's no specific format for that cell. Number displays that that cell will hold only numbers. You can also select options such as currency to display the cell as currency, accounting for the purpose of maintaining accounts, date allows various types of date formats and time allows various types of time formats, percentage allows the cell to be displayed as a percentage, and fraction allows the cell to be displayed as a fraction itself. The scientific category displays the cell in an exponential form. Text is for normal text data. Special allows you to enter special types of data such as phone numbers, zip codes, etc. And custom allows custom formats. So now, selecting fonts and decorating the data. In order to select some particular font for your data, all you have to do is right-click on that cell and from here, select Format Cells option. From the Format Cells window, select the Font option and from here, you can choose any option in order to format your data. So in case I want to use bold italic and if I want to increase the size of my data, I'll just do this from here. I'll change the color as well. Make all the required changes and then click on OK. Okay, so as you can see over here, the font style of my data has been changed. Excel also provides options such as rotating, merging, and shrinking your data. In order to change the orientation of some data, all you have to do is select the cell whose orientation you want to change, right-click over it, and select the Format Cells option. From this window, click on Alignment, and from here, select any alignment of your choice. So I'll just select Center, and let me rotate this by some degrees. Now I'll just click on OK. So as you can see over here, the data of that cell has been rotated to 45 degrees and it's center aligned. The same thing can also be done directly from the Home tab using the alignment group over here. Say for example, I'll just click on this and then I'll rotate the text down. So I hope you guys are clear with this. So now let's move on and see how you can actually merge and shrink the cells. The cells of an MS Excel sheet can be merged and unmerged as and when required. In case you want to merge the cells of an Excel sheet, you'll have to keep the following points in mind. Whenever you merge the cells, you do not actually merge the data, but the cells are merged to behave as a single cell. If you try to merge two or more cells that have data in them, only the data contained in the top left cell will be preserved and the data of the other cells will be discarded. To merge the cells, simply select the cells that you wish to merge and click on the Merge and Center option that is present in the Home tab. So as you can see, I've selected two cells that contain data, and when I try to merge them, Excel gives me a caution saying merging cells only keeps the upper left value and discards the other values like I've already mentioned before. So if it does not affect your data by doing this, just click on OK. Okay, so as you can see over here, the data that was present in A2 has been discarded and A1 and A2 have been merged. So now talking about how to shrink the data present in a cell. So I'll just type in some data over here, say welcome to Edureka. So as you can see over here, the content of this data is larger than the cell size and it's highlighting over other cells as well. So in case you do not want this to happen, you can use the shrink to fit or the wrap text options that are present in order to reduce the size or align the text vertically. To do this, select the cell and from here, select the Format Cells option. Click on the Alignment tab and from here, choose the wrap text or the shrink to fit option. When I choose wrap text, you can see that the text has been aligned vertically. Similarly, if I choose the shrink to fit option, it is going to shrink the data in order to fit the size of the cell. So I hope you guys are clear till here. Excel also allows you to add borders. In order to add borders, open up the border window from the Format Cells window and then choose the type of border that you would like to add to the cell. Okay, I'll just select some random cell, right-click over it and choose the Format Cells option. From here, I'll have to select the border option. I'll just give some line type. I'll say outline and I will change the color of this. Now I'll click on OK. So as you can see, I've added the selected type of borders to this cell. Similarly, you can also add shades to a cell. In case you want to add some shades to a cell, select the cell and then open the Fill pane from the Format Cells window. Then choose the appropriate color of your choice. Fill, and from here I'll choose any color, say blue. and I'll click on OK. So as you can see, the shade of this cell has turned to blue. Excel also provides a very important feature, which is the sheet options. Using these options, you can selectively print your sheet in various ways. To open the sheet options pane, select Page Layout from the Home tab and open the Page Setup window. Then click on Sheet option, and over here you will see various options such as Print Area, Print Titles, Grid Lines, Black and White, Draft Quality, Row and Column Headings, Down then Over, Over then Down. So when you click on the Sheet options, you will see many options such as Print Area, which is used to set the print area, Print Title, which allows you to set the row and column titles to appear at the top and towards the left respectively. Grid lines will be added to the printout. Black and white option basically prints your sheet in monochrome. Draft quality prints the sheet using your printer's draft quality. Row and column headings allows you to print row and column headings respectively. Down then over prints the down pages first, followed by the right pages, and on the other hand, over then down prints the right pages first and then the down page. So now talking about the margins. The unprinted regions along the top down and the left-right sides are referred to as margins. All MS Excel pages have margins, and if you have selected some particular margin for one page, then that margin will be applied to all the pages. This actually means that you cannot have different margins for each page. Okay, so in order to add margins, open up the margins options present in the page setup and specify whatever margin values you want respectively. Okay, so now talking about the page orientation. Page orientation refers to the format in which the sheet is printed, that is portrait or landscape. The portrait orientation is default and it prints the page taller than wide. On the other hand, landscape orientation prints the sheet wider than tall. To select some particular type of orientation, you can simply check any of these radio buttons. So finally, the header and the footer. Headers and footers are used to provide some information at the top and the bottom of the page. A new workbook does not have a header or a footer. In order to add it, you can open up the page setup window and from there, click on the header and the footer option. This pane provides a number of options to customize the headers and footers. If you want to preview the headers and footers that you've added, click on the print preview option and you will be able to see the changes that you've made. Okay, another very important command is the page breaks command. MS Excel allows you to precisely control what you want to print and what you want to omit. Using page breaks, you will be able to control the print of a page, such as restrain from printing the first row of a table at the end of a page or printing the header of a new page at the end of the previous page. Using page breaks will also allow you to print the sheet in the order of your preference. You can have both horizontal as well as vertical page breaks. To include this, select the row or column where you intend to include the page break, and then from the page setup group, click on breaks command and choose the insert page break option. So as you can see over here, I have a vertical line representing a page break. Now this is basically a horizontal page break. Now in case I want to include a vertical page break, all I'm going to do is click on some row and then choose the breaks command, and then I'll insert a page break. So as you can see over here, a vertical page break has been included. So now moving on towards another very interesting feature of MS Excel, which is freezing panes. Excel provides an option of freezing panes which will enable you to see the row and column headings even if you scroll down the page. In order to freeze the panes, all you have to do is select the rows and columns that you want to freeze. Then click on the Views tab that is present in the ribbon. Okay, from here, I'll choose the Freeze First Column option. Okay, so now that I've frozen the cells A1 and A2, I'll be able to see these cells wherever I move down the screen. So as you can see over here, column A has been frozen and all of the columns have been changed. Okay, so now coming back towards the most important feature, which is conditional formatting, like I've already mentioned before. Conditional formatting allows you to selectively format a section to hold values with some specified range. Values outside these ranges will be formatted automatically. This feature has a number of options that are listed in the table below. So the first thing that you will see over here is Highlight Cells rules. When you move the cursor on this option, you will see that it opens another list that defines the selected cells contains values, texts, or dates that are greater than, equal to, or less than some particular value. Similarly, the top-bottom rules also opens up another list which highlights the top or bottom values, percents, as well as the upper and the lower averages. Data bars. When you move the cursor over the data bars option, you will see that it opens up a palette with differently colored data bars. The color scales option. This option contains a color palette with 2 or 3 colored scales. Icon sets consist of different sets of icons, and the new rule option opens up a new formatting rule dialog box for custom conditional formatting. Clear rules allows you to remove the conditional formatting rules, and the Manage Rules option opens up the Rules Manager dialog box from where you can add, delete, or format rules according to your preference. Okay, so now talking about something very important, which is MS Excel formulas. Formulas are one of the most important features of an Excel sheet. A formula is basically an expression that can be entered into cells, and the result of that particular expression is displayed in that cell as the output. Formulas in an MS Excel sheet can be mathematical operators, values or text, cell references, or worksheet functions. So moving on further with formulas, let's see how you can actually create and copy formulas in an Excel sheet. Like I've already mentioned before, a formula should always start with an equal sign. To manually build a formula, you can select the cell wherein you want to enter the formula and type an equal to sign. So before typing in any formula over here, I'll just enter two values, say 2 and 3. And now I'll calculate the sum of these two values. So I'll just say equal to. And after this, I can either type down the cell address, or I can simply select the cell whose value I want to use, then hit Control, then include the plus sign, and then select the next cell, which is A7. Okay, so once I'm done with this, I'm going to hit Enter. So as you can see over here, I found the sum of A6 and A7, which is 2 plus 3, and that is 5. You can also copy Excel sheet formulas in case you have to calculate some common results. Excel automatically manages the task of modifying cell references wherever you copy formulas in an Excel sheet. Now this task is actually accomplished through a system known as the relative cell addresses. Here, the copied formula will have modified row and column addresses that will suit its new position. Okay, so just to show you guys, I'll enter some new values over here. I'll say 4 and 5. And in this cell, I'm not going to type in the formula, but I'm going to copy it from here. Okay, so as you can see, all I had to do is select the cell that contains the formula and drag it down to the cell wherein I want to copy the formula. So as you can see on the screen, Excel has automatically calculated the result of B6 and B7, and it's showing in B8 wherein I copied the formula. Excel also provides some built-in functions. So now talking about functions in MS Excel. Functions available in MS Excel actually handle many of the formulas you create. These functions also define complex calculations that are difficult to manually define using just operators. Excel provides many functions, and if you want to use some particular function, all you have to do is type in the first letter of that function in the formula bar. To do that, I'll just get back to my Excel sheet, and over here, I'll go to the formula bar and type in an equal to sign. After this, I'll just specify some letter, say A, and as you can see, all the functions that precede with the letter A have been listed down over here. You can choose any function of your choice from here itself. Not just this, when you click on some function name, Excel brilliantly gives a description about it. Okay, so in case you want to view all the built-in functions that are present in Excel, click on Formulas tab, and from here, select the Insert Function option. You will see that a dialog box has appeared, and it contains a list of function categories where you can select from. So in case I want to select any of these categories, I'll just select that, and you will see all the available functions under that category. So I'll just choose any of these options. So I'll say date, I'll click on OK, and over here, I'll specify the year to be 2019, the month to be 1, and the day to be anything, say 23, and I'll click on OK. Okay, so as you can see, the corresponding date has been returned in the Excel date format pattern. So this brings us to the end of this session. I hope you guys have enjoyed and learned something new. Make sure to practice as much as possible, and in case you have any queries or suggestions, please do let me know in the comment section and I will revert to you at the earliest. Goodbye and take care.